ご起立ください。
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of those who lost their lives in the September 11th terrorist attacks in the United States, we will now observe 1 minute of silence.
黙祷。 ありがとうございました。ご着席ください。本日のプライド16の収益金の一部をアメリカで起きました同時多発テロ事件の被災者への義援金として寄付させていただきます。
A portion of today's ticket sales will be donated to charities that support those affected by the September 11th attacks. On behalf of the American people, thank you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Quadros, and welcome to the Pride Fighting Championships Beast from the East. We're here at the Osaka-jo Hall in Osaka, Japan. I'm here with my partner, Bas Rutten. I spoke to every single fighter competing tonight. We've got fighters from Japan, fighters from Brazil, fighters from Europe, fighters from the UFC. They are all united in opposing these unlawful and cowardly acts that have been perpetrated against the citizens of the world. But the fighters are still going to throw down.
Oh, yes,
and they're
they
still
will.
going to try and fight. And our main event has got two of the most dangerous heavyweights. We've got Mark the Hammer Coleman, the Pride Grand Prix 2000 champion, setting himself up for a world heavyweight title shot on November 3rd, but he needs to get past Antonio Minotauro Nogueira. Set that fight up for us, boss.
I think Coleman should keep this fight on his feet. I think it's the most important thing for him to do, since he's got good hands right now, and probably he's not going to get taken down. I mean, he's the best wrestler in NHB. But if Coleman takes him down, he can do the same to him as he did to Alan Goyas. And then I think it's going to be, Coleman all over again. I think Coleman's going to win this fight.
I think it's going to be a really tough fight for both contestants. We also have a really exciting story. We've got the return of Don Fry, a mixed martial arts legend, going up against probably the most dangerous stand-up fighter in the sport, Gilbert Yvel from Holland.
And coming off 2 losses, he needs a win, and he really wants Don Fry.
Yes, he wants Don Fry bad. You know, we have a really, really strong cast of characters here, including the return of Akira Shoji. But Akira Shoji has a real task in front of him. He's fighting a virtual giant, maybe the biggest man in professional sports right now, let alone mixed martial arts. 7 foot tall, they say he's 6'11". SEMMY SCHILT from Holland facing little Akira Shoji at 5'8", a true David versus Goliath match.
Yeah, he's 2 meters and 12 centimeters. That's nearly 7'1". 7 foot and 1 inches. Akira Shoji has to take this fight to the ground. If he doesn't take this fight to the ground, he's going to be in big problems, because Sam Schilt has some serious striking skills. On the ground, I think it's Akira Shoji, and he has a lot of heart, like you said before. He's a true warrior. We will see what's going to happen tonight.
Our card features some of the greatest fighters in mixed martial arts. Opening up, we've got Gary Big Daddy Goodridge versus YOSHIAKI YATSU. NORIHISA Yamamoto versus ASSUEIRO SILVA. DAIJIRO MATSUI versus MURILO Ninja Hua. MEZGER versus RICARDO ARONA. Akira Shoji versus SEMMY SCHILT. Don Fry versus Gilbert the Hurricane Yvel. And in our main event, Mark the Hammer Coleman faces the very tough Antonio Minotauro Nogueira. Boss, I'm excited.
Oh, and I'm excited too.
kick it off. Boss Fruit, and I am Stephen Quadros. I'm the fight professor, and welcome to Osaka Joe Hall in Osaka, Japan. And here come our contestants of the evening. Quite a multinational cast tonight, boss.
Wow, it's good as always. Great opening. Fighters are ready. Man, I got a good feeling about the whole evening now.
I do. I think a lot of the fighters are really, really focused, especially in lieu of all the bad things that have been going on in New York and the Pentagon and things. I think the fighters have really showed a lot of unity, even though they're going to be facing each other in that ring. There's nothing personal going on. It's all for the sport of mixed martial arts and nothing more. No hatred involved. Nothing like that.
That's the most beautiful thing about mixed martial arts. Afterwards, we have the party, everybody talks with each other, there's a lot of fun, jokes, it's unbelievable. Sometimes people don't believe it, but there's a lot of camaraderie.
Well, this crowd is really waiting for this. We got a lot of tremendous matches, some people looking for revenge, and it is sold out here tonight at the Osaka Show Hall. And there is ASSUEIRO Silva, the latest Silva to break into the Pride Fighting Championships, right behind his teammate Mandalay Silva. And NORIHISA YAMAMOTO, very popular professional wrestler here in Japan. Also a very accomplished mixed martial arts fighter, had a lot of fights in the ring. Oh yeah.
The new one.
MURILO, and his nickname is Ninja. DAIJIRO MATSUI, Mr. Energy.
Oh yeah, they can make a commercial on for him. Energizer Bunny.
RICARDO ARONA, this guy is in such good shape, boss.
Yeah, I saw it when they were making pictures for the posters and everything. But MEZGER also in a very good shape.
People are standing up, they're cheering. A lot of these fighters are known here, even though they're not from Japan. And the giant himself, SEMMY from Holland. And his opponent, look at Shoji.
He's way up there with MATSUI. Those two together, very much alike.
Gilbert Ivel. This guy is the Hurricane, folks. Don Fry.
Wow, a lot of support.
That's a lot of support because he's been pro wrestling here for 5 years. Antonio Rodrigo Minotauro Nogueira. And there's our champion, Mark Coleman. Wow. Mark the Hammer Coleman. It's hammer time.
Oh yeah, baby.
Gary, you're going to be fighting YATSU in a rematch. What's the point?
The point is really giving somebody else the opportunity to come and try to take it to me rather than me taking it to them. He's got an opportunity. Let's see what he can do with it.
And your prediction on the fight?
My prediction is a lot of pain, same as before. Pain, pain, pain.
Don Fry and you had 2 classic battles in past years. He's fighting tonight on the card. What if Don Fry wins? Would you like to avenge your 2 losses to him?
I would more, you know what, I'd be so happy in order to beat up Don Fry again. I'm tickled pink just talking about it, getting excited.
For this Pride, do you have any statement that you would like to make to the American public?
To the American public, like YATSU gave me 80%. He thought to himself 80% he was going to win and 20% I would win. I'd be thinking really hard about the 20%. I'd be looking forward to that. My 20%.
What's your weakness?
My weakness is my corner man. Not talking loud enough.
Okay, there they are, already embracing in the ring. Picture for you, Big Daddy Gary Goodridge with the black sunglasses on, and he will be facing the very popular Japanese pro wrestler Yoshiaki Yatsu.
I hope that Yoshiaki trained his stand-up skills since last time, but
at least his defense is standing, because last time in Pride Fighting Championships in Osaka 1 year ago, he took an absolute pummeling at the fists of Gary Goodridge and lost to a TKO to that man right there, Gary Big Daddy Goodridge from Canada. He's got a very strong corner there in Tom Erickson, and he's got Brian, his web page master, in the corner as well. That's a great gesture.
Yes, for sure.
Yatsu has really got to fight a different fight than he did last time, because last time he was almost reduced to being a punching bag.
He needs to take Gary down. If not, it's going to be very dangerous again. Onslaught. Here we go.
Well, Gary does look like he's in pretty good shape, and there's the shot by Yatsu, but it's a little slow. Oh, good knee there by Gary Goodridge. It's going to start right like that.
If he keeps doing the takedowns like this, it's not going to work. He's not going to take Gary to the ground. This is going to be an onslaught again, I am afraid.
Well, Yatsu assured us that he's going to give his 100% heart and soul in this fight, but if he realizes he doesn't have any shot in this, he doesn't have a problem with giving up, as opposed to taking the absolute shellacking like he did last time.
Yeah, because that's not a very smart thing to do. I mean, you want to keep going with your life and don't end it.
Yeah, Yatsu said, oh, he almost got Gary's left leg there. Looks like Gary's going to box. All Gary has to do basically is box and sprawl. And
throw some knees. He's got good knees.
Yatsu said that last time he trained a lot in boxing, a lot in sambo, a lot in a variety of disciplines, but this time he just intends to go out there and do whatever comes natural.
One thing is for sure, his boxing stance differs from the last time. That's one thing for sure. You remember last time he got his head stretched out in front of him?
Right, right. He really hasn't eaten a clean shot yet, as far as the punches of Gary Goodridge. Oh, there's that hand.
Oh, there's the hand.
That's not good.
That is not good.
Gary can just punch him behind the arm and produce the damage to punch to the arm.
Yeah, right overhand.
Or just forearm. Hit him with a forearm just like that.
Left uppercut.
Good low kick. Right hand by Goodridge, starting to score now with the strikes. Yatsu shooting in high for a change, and Gary with that uppercut. Gary,
he nearly misses there.
Yatsu really knows he's got to get into a clinch, but a clinch with Gary means he's going to eat knees and uppercuts. And he just ate a knee there.
Actually, his first punch attempt that he made. Back to Gary. Oh, he needs to shoot lower. This is not going to do it. Gary's way too much upper body strength.
Well, he was trying to draw Gary in, and Gary's just going to chop him down with low kicks and punches if he stays on the outside like this. There it is. He goes to the double. Gary going for the guillotine, and Yatsu pulls out.
And you know what you mentioned before, we got Tom Erickson in the corner, and he trained a lot on the takedown defense, so I don't believe that this guy's Gary down.
Big right uppercut by Goodridge.
And another left hook.
one thing about Yatsu in the first fight. He proved he can take a punch. Because Gary gonna almost fall back into the guillotine, and they threw in the towel. Yatsu's corner has thrown in the towel.
And why? There was nothing going on. It was a choke, but he didn't tap on a choke.
Maybe they saw something that we didn't see, boss.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought that it was going to be shades of the last fight, and it's a TKO at 3 minutes 5 seconds of round 1.
Wow, yeah, maybe it's for the better. Huh? I mean,
the timing was a little off, but he was starting to take the punishment just like in the first fight. And it didn't look like it was going to get any easier for Yatsu. And Gary threw down the punches, the kicks, the knees, the guillotine choke attempt. And here it is, he's swinging with the left hook, and he catches it behind the head. And Gary catches him with an uppercut, not there, but he catches him with a really solid uppercut. And there's the shot by Yatsu, and Gary going for the front face lock, the guillotine, and he's motioning to his corner to throw in the towel.
yeah, I saw it.
So he basically knew he was outgunned. As he had told us before, he thought if he was really going to take a horrendous beating, because he spent 2 weeks in the hospital after the last fight.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. A normal person would have been dead.
Yeah. Okay, in our next, here's a replay of the shot by Yatsu, and Gary going for the front control, and Yatsu motioning to his corner to throw in the towel, and they do. Gary falls back into the guillotine with the guard, and the referee immediately jumps in to preserve the health and safety of Yatsu. And then they are embracing. Yatsu gave it his best shot. Yatsu's really an intelligent guy, and he'll live to do pro wrestling another day. Gary, there's a big future ahead of Big Daddy Gary Goodrich. Now, coming up in our next fight, and we're going to feature one of our Pride judges, Mr. Matt Hume.
Hello Pride fans, my name is Matt Hume. Tonight we're going to do something unique. I'm going to sit with you and judge the fights right alongside, live, during the matches. Hopefully this will give you a better enjoyment of the fights, and right now I want to give you a brief education in how we go over judging criteria in Pride. Pride has a unique and effective system of scoring fights that go to a decision. I'm going to explain that system to you now. The first criteria that we use is ippon. For the purposes of you home viewers, ippon means the effort to finish the fight. What we're looking for as judges is that the fighters display the right attitude and make the effort to knock their opponent out or to submit their opponent and to go for the finish in the fight. The second criteria that we look for as judges is damage. When the fighters are striking effectively, they will create damage on their opponent with either one strike or the accumulation of strikes. Now, we also look for damage from submission. If a fighter gets into a submission hold position but miraculously escapes that position but suffers damage, then we will award the fighter who placed in that position with a damage point. The third criteria that we use here in Pride is combination and ground control. Combination points are scored by the fighters throwing effective striking combinations while on their feet, and ground control points are scored when the fighters take it to the ground, pass the guard, and get positions where they can do damage from. They get points for the effort and achieving those actual positions and making those good combinations on the feet. The next criteria that is equally important is takedown and defense. Now, some of the fighters in Pride are wrestlers or takedown experts. They come from judo backgrounds or other martial arts that are unique in their takedown ability. When they achieve takedowns and show superiority in the takedowns, we award them points for that. Now, if the fighter stops them from taking them down, they are also awarded points for that. The next criteria is aggressiveness. Pride really looks for the fighters to finish the fights to create exciting fights for you fans. Now, aggressiveness is a criteria that we use that is similar to ippon. However, aggressiveness is in general, whereas ippon is specific aggressiveness to finish the fight. One of the things we do here also that's a criteria in Pride is a weight point. Now, if there's a difference of 10 kilograms for you in the United States, that's about 22 pounds. If there's a difference between the fighters, as you will see in one of the matches tonight, the lighter fighter is awarded a point in each round to begin the fight, so that heavier fighter has to make that point up with other criteria. Okay, if the referee awards a yellow card to a fighter, that means the fighter has either got that card for stalling or for intentionally breaking a rule. Now, if it's a stalling call, you'll see the hand come up from the sideline judges as well. And when the referee gets confirmation, he will bring those fighters to their feet and give the appropriate fighter the stalling call. That's a point deduction. The fighters will resume the action again, and hopefully they won't stall again. Now, the other way to have a point deducted is by intentionally breaking the rules. We take rule breaking very seriously at Pride. We want to see sportsmanship and we want to see good action. So anytime a rule is broken, the yellow card is awarded, and it's possible that a red card can be awarded also, eliminating that fighter from the fight. Tonight I'll be joining you fans for the second and third fight, and you'll have the opportunity to score the fights right along with me. When I see the criteria come up, I'll point it out, and if you want to keep the score right along beside me, we'll be able to compare notes, and hopefully that will add to your education and enjoyment of the fights here.
And now for the second match.
青コーナーよりアスエリオシーバ選手の入場です。
In the blue corner, from Brazil, ASSUEIRO, SILVA.
Okay, and here he comes, ASSUEIRO Silva from the Shoot Box Academy down in Curitiba, Brazil. He was very impressive in his Pride debut, and that was against Valentine Overeem, July 29th of this year. He leg locked Valentine Overeem, much to my surprise.
It was a big surprise because normally Valentine is the leg lock guy, the leg lock and the front choke guy. And yeah, he took over. He had a good position. He actually could have put a leg lock on ASSUEIRO Silva, but he didn't see it, and ASSUEIRO had the faster lock and he tapped him out.
I think that in that first fight, he ate a lot of leather, and Valentine was able to land a lot of punches on the ground to him. But he told us that sometimes, because he's had so many fights, he'll let his opponent punch himself out and get tired.
Oh, I don't know if that's a smart thing to do. I mean, I do it in training sometimes when I want to wake up. I let myself get hit a few times. That will do the trick.
It will be Japan versus Brazil. That man right there, ASSUEIRO Silva. He comes to rumble. His trainer there behind him, Bujamar Federico, teaches all the fighters to fight aggressively. But Yamamoto is coming in with a lot of experience. He had the unenviable task of fighting Rickson Gracie in his very first mixed martial arts fight. And he lost that to a rear naked choke back in 1995. But he's compiled a very, very extensive record in rings, and he's had wins by submission over Valentine Overeem, a common opponent with ASSUEIRO Silva. We'll see how he deals with the strikes of Silva, because Silva wants to keep this on his feet.
Let's not talk about the strength. He has a lot of explosive power. And here we go, yeah. Roundhouse kick.
Oh, he got hit there. He's getting grounded and pounded pretty good. And it looks like the fight's over.
Oh my God!
Well, our resident judge, Matt Hume, didn't have a lot to say on that one.
Well, sometimes they go that way and it makes my job easy.
Yeah, but I wanted to give you some screen time, brother.
Well, there was definitely the effort to finish the fight, and there was definitely damage, the two most important criteria. We see how that works out.
Okay, that was 11 seconds in the first round via TKO. Wow. ASSUEIRO wanted to keep it standing, and that's a dangerous situation. Well, Matt, as ridiculous as it may sound, how would you score that one?
Well, I think I would have to sway towards Silva on that particular fight.
Well, it's interesting because Yamamoto came out to trade kicks with him.
He did. Yamamoto didn't back down. He was also aggressive. They were both fighting. They were both fighting the way the judges look for the fighters to fight. And
he's already hurt. He's already cut here, and that right hand dropped him. And ASSUEIRO is so accurate with those punches. He just, I mean, the first right hand opened a cut right next to the left eye of Yamamoto. And here it is, right here. Right there, he countered the left low kick with the right hand. A beautiful counter. You only can do that after years and years of training. Lots of drills, right, Bob?
Oh, man. This was by the book. A lot of aggressive power, a lot of explosive power, and going all the way. He was accurate, high kick. It was on the defense, but still, you know, it shocks your opponent. Right straight, went down, and that first hit on the ground was enormous. That was the one that finished the fight.
These guys in the shoot box are lethal. It's really sort of like a killed situation. When they come out there with such rage, such aggression, they really push the action.
Yes, they should have also all ex-murderers, not alone.
Yeah, they also, I mean, what are we going to call ASSUEIRO Silva? We've got Vanilla Silva, his teammate, the entrepreneur. What should we call ASSUEIRO Silva? Any takers?
well, tonight we can call him the finisher.
Absolutely.
Chainsaw Master.
That's a little long, then. Why don't we just call him the massacrer? Whatever.
One of the reasons that the judges set this criteria and let the fighters know what it is so that they fight like you saw in this fight. So that they're trying to push the action, they're trying to finish that fight. They all know that that's the most important thing in the judges' mind.
And now for the third match.
青コーナーよりムリーロ忍者選手の入場です。
From Brazil, in the blue corner, MURILO Ninja!
Okay, here he comes, MURILO Ninja Hua, also with the Shootbox Academy. This guy's undefeated right now, and he's got punches, and he's got submissions, Matt.
This guy's outstanding. All the guys from the Shootbox Academy are trained, well-rounded fighters. They're just great fighters, and then they come to fight.
Yeah, he had a pretty good triangle choke in one of the highlight tapes that we saw, but he's also got very accurate punching, boss.
Yeah, you know, that's something that I really like. Accurate punching and explosive punching. Knocking people out. Best thing in life. I think it's better than submission.
He said that he wants to finish the fight fast against AKIRA against DAIJIRO Matsui. But Matsui, if anything, is a survivor, but he just doesn't survive. He really goes for it in the fight.
This guy is unbelievable. The energy level that he has, incredible. We're going to see a high energy level fight. Absolutely.
Okay, here he comes. A crowd favorite here in Osaka, Matsui, and this is his 10th time in Pride. The 28-year-old hails out of Takata Dojo, and one of his teammates is the great Kazuki Sakuraba. And here he comes up the elevator. I love this elevator.
It's beautiful, beautiful. It's like a Terminator thing. You know, they bring him to the place of death.
Well, it is very much like Terminator. Like, remember at the end of Terminator 2 when they're up in that big steel factory?
Yeah.
And if you fall down, you fall into a pit of hot lava. Well, here, they'll fall into the ring of the Pride Fighting Championship.
Yeah. The difference is they walk into the ring. But the end, no, that's not talking about the end.
Well, we got a little bit of a story here with AKIRA Matsui and Shootbox team members who lost a brutal decision to Vanderlei Silva, and that was back in 1999. Then he came back and shocked the world. And May 28th, there's Sakuraba right there in his corner. May 28th of this year, May 28th, he beat Jose Pele Landi, and that was a huge upset.
Oh yeah, he showed a lot of conditioning right there. One thing sure for Matsui, his condition is impeccable. He will go all the way. He saw some real good fights. I really prefer the fight of him and Carlos Newton that we saw, one of my favorite fights ever.
There's Sakuraba right there in the corner of MURILO Ninja. Now, you've got to wonder, MURILO Ninja is coached by Jose Pele Landi down in Curitiba, Brazil, the Shootbox Academy. DAIJIRO Matsui beat MURILO Ninja. I think there's a motivation there. The student wants to avenge the loss to the teacher. It's like a kung fu movie.
It's the best revenge and the best motivation too. And that's why it's going to be an explosive fight.
And here they are in the ring. Let's see if there's a stare down. MURILO doesn't quite have a stare down that one of his teammates, Vanderlei Silva, does. Well, actually, he does have a pretty good stare down. Look at Matsui staring right back. Matsui not even moving.
You remember Matsui grabbing the ears of Pele and slamming his head on the canvas all the time? That was a funny move, eh? Probably taught by Mr. Sakuraba there.
One thing we can expect from people from Takata Dojo is the unexpected. MURILO coming right in, and Matsui.
Beautiful sprawl.
Beautiful sprawl by Hua. And Matsui on the bottom with his back to Ninja. Ninja got that nickname. He tries for a suplex. Matsui grabs the ropes, not legal in Pride. MURILO got the nickname Ninja because as a child he used to watch a lot of ninja movies and his friends just called him Ninja. Matsui going for an arm lock here, Matt.
He's looking to scoot up a little bit and turn it to his back so he can get that chicken wing going up the back. Same move Sakuraba does all the time.
It looks like he's
got to be careful here though because he's giving his back away. And Ninja's not in too much danger right now. His elbow's above Matsui's elbow.
And Ninja, out of all the guys in Shootbox, may have the best submissions. Oh, he's going for a rear naked choke here. He's got the hooks in. It's not a good position for Matsui. Matsui does not want to get choked out here. I don't think he will. He's spinning out. Oh no, Matsui's in big trouble here. Ninja on his back, Matsui turning.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet because Matsui has always been an escape artist. So I think he's going to escape. This is going to end up in his guard.
Let's hope that Ninja does not make the same mistake Pele did by going for a submission for 2 or 3 minutes and using so much of his energy, tiring out and letting Matsui take the fight over.
Yeah, he definitely has to preserve his energy here. And he's throwing away a lot. He took a lot from the takedown on the ground. Now he's looking good for the choke, actually. He's getting under his jaw.
I think he's got a really excellent shot at this, but Matsui turns. Matsui's got a perfect, he's got a perfect chance to ankle lock Ninja. If he puts his feet in the wrong place, Matsui can just cross his legs. And there it is. He just tried it, and we're flashing to Sakuraba. I don't think Sakuraba's worried because Sakuraba freely gave his back to so many Brazilian fighters, including all the Gracies he fought. So I'm sure they've got this down to science.
You know, one of my training routine is that we do this exercise 2 minutes and then we switch, and it tires your forearms out.
He's got that ankle free there. Now he can. Now it's back in.
Yeah.
The hooks are back in.
He could have turned out.
You'll see Matsui try to turn each time Ninja gets flat on his back. You'll see Matsui turn to get a little angle. There he goes. He's turning. He's trying to hold the head on the canvas and sit up. Now he's freed the hook. And he's going to turn over.
An excellent escape by Matsui, flipping back over into the guard and landing right hands on Ninja. What a surprise. Now, Matt, Ninja had his back. How do you score the fight so far?
Well, so far, Ninja's winning the fight right now. They're both fighting aggressively. Ninja has the ground control points right now, and that's pretty much where Ninja's ahead, just on the ground control.
There's the stamps coming.
Yeah, Matsui doing that old stomp kick.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna stand back up, and Matsui going for, Ninja down in Matsui's half guard.
Matsui should bridge to the left right now. Not anymore.
Now, some people may wonder why I didn't score a damage point with that choke, and it was because the choke was never really sunk enough to cause any damage or to cause the danger. He was in a dangerous position, but the choke wasn't sunk far enough for me to say that was a damaging hold.
Wow.
Okay, Matsui,
look at this turn.
Matsui flipping Ninja over. This, as we expected, guys. This is an action-packed fight. Matsui standing up. Matsui, but Matsui going to give up another takedown. Look at that, hips down, trying to control the action.
Yeah, it's dangerous. He's in the corner. It's more easy to get taken down there. Yeah, he has to turn away from it. Elbow on the back. Yeah. It's not going to do a lot of damage. I wouldn't do it. I'd rather take myself from the takedown.
Matsui gives up the takedown, but
look at this.
And gets front control again. He's going to really wear Ninja out. I don't think he can choke him out here, but it's going to be a lot of energy expended by MURILO, Ninja, who going for that choke, going for these takedowns.
Ninja's in a position here that we saw Walid Ismail in, where he was able to finish this side choke. If he can squeeze his foot out of there and drop to the side that his head's on, he can finish him right here. He can choke him out.
Yeah.
You watch him try to free that leg.
But does he have the energy to? Do you think he's starting to get winded now?
I think he's starting to get winded, but he's going to be sweaty now, and that leg's going to slide out. There it goes. Now he's mounted. Reversal.
And reversal again.
Okay, Matt, are you impressed with the defensive ability of Matsui?
Matsui's got great defensive ability, and he's got great conditioning, too. And he fights without fear.
That's right.
This is a great fight.
Right side kick to the head. We haven't seen that before.
Takada Dojo. Takada Dojo. They will do things unexpected.
And the thing is, Matsui can't keep fighting like this. His stamina is phenomenal.
Well, now, what they're doing here is restarting the position because they were entangled in the ropes and they were underneath the ropes. So they've got to take the same position back in the center of the ring.
I think that Ninja, now that was a good up kick by Ninja. Ninja, because he's 21 years old, has got a lot of natural energy in his reserve, but he's been fighting very aggressively, and it remains to be seen if he's going to tire as a result.
Look at this fight.
A beautiful fight, rolling around, classic matchup, but should we expect any less from DAIJIRO Matsui?
No, we don't. Unbelievable.
This is a very even fight right now. It's a very even fight. It's been back and forth.
You see, that's why I don't want to be a ref or a judge. You know, I don't want to make these decisions. Way too difficult.
The ground control leans a little bit towards Ninja right now, but the aggressiveness is even with these two fighters, and the number one and two criteria are definitely even at this point. They're both trying to finish this fight, and they're both trying to damage each other, although no one has been successful with the damage yet.
Did he just go to the mount or not? Oh, it turns him again. Matsui. He needs to get some points for that, man. Come on.
Matsui.
That counts for ground points, but again, here's the reversal from the other person.
Yep.
And what we need to look for in this position is who achieves a better position. When Matsui is reversing, he's reversing to guard, but when Ninja is reversing, he's getting to to half guard, to half mount, and occasionally getting to mount. When he gets reversed is when he secures a good position. So Matsui's very aware that he is being put in a bad position, and he reverses at that point.
I think that this is a really good matchup, though, because these styles match up so perfectly. Ninja came in with about 6 fights. He's only had 1 draw, and that was in Shuto against a really talented fighter by the name of Gono. Ninja is really giving his all, but he's fighting a man who's a veteran, and he's got a deceptively poor record, but his draws are against great fighters. He's been in with Igor Bochan. He's gone the distance with a number of great fighters like Carlos Newton. This matchup has really panned out well.
Now, knowing Ninja's style, there he goes. I was just going to say, he needs to pass that guard and get to the side control position. And now he has, so at this point, he would be awarded a point for achieving this control position. Let's see what Matsui can do from here, and let's see if Ninja can finish.
Oh, he went for the knee there, knee to the head.
The knees are legal to the head on the ground in the Pride Fighting Championships.
Yeah, Matsui should put both arms on, he's going to go again.
Okay, Matsui's
with
giving
the escapes.
Whoa. Matsui with great defense and a stomp there, attempt by Hua, and Hua back on top of Matsui in the guard. Nice little sequence defensively by Matsui, but he's still on the bottom. I would have to say that Ninja is pulling ahead now.
Ninja's definitely pulling ahead now based on the ground control aspect of the fight. Again, the other aspects are really fairly even right now. Just the ground control aspect is the only thing that's giving Ninja the advantage.
Yeah, you see Ninja trying to go for the hammerlock all the time, and he can't secure it if he wants because he's got the half guard.
He's going for the key lock here.
He's too far down the body to be able to make this work. He's got to escape, but he just opened the guard and got the back again.
Whoa! There was a
nice aggressive move.
And there's some valetudo for you folks, kicking the opponent. And Ninja eating a right hand by Matsui. And that was a pretty nice shot, but I don't know that there was a lot of force on it, but it still landed.
It looked like it hurt him a little bit.
Yeah,
it looked like it hurt him. When the fighters fall from the ring like that, then they're restarted on the feet.
Okay, Ninja coming in with a high knee and punching away at Matsui. Matsui doesn't really want to stay in this position, not with a Shootbox Academy man, because these guys are really good with knees. They're really going to be rumbling. Matsui needs to take it to the mat and get on top again.
You see the referee slapping the hand. Grabbing the ropes is illegal here. And if he continues to do it, he'll get a yellow card.
I think Matsui is running out of ways to deal with Hua at the moment. And Hua kicking when he's down. This is shades of Sakuraba. Matsui's in big trouble. He got rocked by one of those kicks. Hua wants to get back up. There's a stomp by Hua. Hua dishing out a beating here. A back kick by Hua.
I've never seen that.
Spinning back kick from the top. A spinning back kick. He's really in control now. Matsui starting to take punishment. He's really got to lock Hua up. He's got to fight defensively here. He's going to make it through the round. The referee taking a close look at DAIJIRO Matsui. Matsui on the receiving end of a lot of shots here.
Although there wasn't one major shot that caused damage, we've seen an accumulation. Now we're seeing blood from the head.
Damage.
So there's definitely damage here. We're seeing Ninja pull ahead both on damage and on ground control.
And this is going to be dangerous now.
Yeah, there's not much time left in this round. I think they're going to let him try to finish this round. But if he takes much more damage, they're going to stop this fight.
Yeah, I think right now, Ninja is showing why the Shootbox Academy fighters really like the rules of the Pride Fighting Championships, because this is the purest mixed martial arts show in the world, and we really tried to ensure the safety of the fighters. And Matsui may have a little bloody nose there, but he's fine. But Hua was really putting it to him at the end of that round with the strikes, especially when he was standing, delivering the roundhouse kick, the stomp, and the spinning back kick.
Spinning back kick to the head. That's while he was in standing position the other way down. And I've never seen this before in my life.
And Matsui tries for a side takedown there, and Hua decides to stand up here.
And then kick him in the head 3 times.
Right. And it's going to be any second here. Right there, there's 1, 2, and 3. The first and third ones were the most significant shots. And even though Matsui blocked those, it still was a lot of impact. And there's the stomp, and there's another stomp, and then there's the back kick there.
Unreal.
You see Matsui, he goes a little bit limp with the first 3 kicks at the end of them. He hits a hit, but he comes right back up on his legs. The referees watch for that.
to see if the fighters are okay to continue. Again here, he goes a little bit limp, but he recovers, he brings his knees up. The referee was ready to jump in there if he would have stayed down with his knees or if he wouldn't have came off his hip. But the referee knows what to look for. He sees that he's coming off the hip, he sees that he's bringing the knees up, so he's going to let him try to finish since there's not much time left in the round.
I think the referees here are definitely looking out for the fighters, as in the first fight where YATSU was taking a lot of shots and they threw on the towel, but the referee was right there thinking in terms of how much longer is this going to go on.
Absolutely, especially early in the fights. We saw this one, the damage being done towards the end of the round, so the referees are going to watch very careful. But if they see that kind of damage being done earlier in the fight, they're going to be ready to jump in there and stop that fight.
Excellent points by Mr. Matt Hume, joining Boss Ruth and myself for the Pride Fighting Championships Beasts from the East. And here we go, round 2.
I think the people at home really appreciate this, Matt, because there's a lot of information that people normally don't know, and this is perfectly explained.
Oh, it's my pleasure to...
Oh, good right hand by Matsui. Matsui letting him know that he's got some weapons for him, but Matsui down at the bottom again.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay, now takedowns are one of the criteria for judgment, and that takedown was executed very well with a body lock. Matsui really didn't try to defend, so if we see them come back up to their feet again and see takedowns like that, then he will also score a takedown point.
Okay, a little bit of a slowdown now. MURILO probably thinking in terms of pacing himself, and he's going to turn up the heat. They always say in acting that a strong beginning and a strong ending, and they'll forgive you for what's in the middle. But I believe that MURILO, halfway through this fight, is going to really turn this up and try to finish it.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially the 2 rounds of 5 minutes, which makes this whole fight interesting, because the first round they go all out, and then 2 5-minute rounds, overtime. These are the best rounds. They want to show the audience what they still got left.
Now, Matt, I know you cornered a lot of fighters, including Josh Barnett, one of the top contenders in the heavyweight division. And I would be willing to bet you that when he went back to his corner, MURILO, and got instructions, I'll bet Hujimar told him to pace himself and pick his shots and pick his openings.
Absolutely. He's pulling ahead and he's doing damage, so the worst thing that he could do right now is gas himself by going crazy at the start of the round. He's gaining advantage positions and he's slowly working to those positions and tiring Matsui out. And once he gets to that position, then we'll see him go for the finish.
And strategically, because you're fighting a guy like Matsui, who's never really given up in a fight. He's been stopped on a cut maybe, but he's never given up in a fight. Oh, good roundhouse kick. Oh, MURILO is just devastating with the strikes here. Matsui defending well against the punches, but that soccer kick did land.
You see he's adapted real well, because the first time that Matsui turned his back, Ninja went for the choke. Now he's not doing that anymore because he doesn't want to waste the energy going for the choke. He's just standing up and going for the kick to finish it.
I think he probably learned, as I said in the first round, the lesson from his teacher, Jose Pele Landi, when he went to that armbar for so long against Matsui. And Matsui trains with Sakuraba. How are you going to get a guy that trains with Sakuraba, probably one of the best armbar fighters in mixed martial arts, in an armbar?
Yeah, it's very difficult. You know, some guys have a great defense to submissions, and these shootbox guys are so adaptable to every aspect of the fight, which we're seeing with all the fighters nowadays.
Matsui giving his back up.
He's going to escape the back door like he did in the past.
But what incredible leg hooks there to prevent that escape box.
Matsui made a mistake there by not unhooking the leg when he was up on his feet. He tried to do a somersault, but he didn't unhook. Now it's unhooked. If Matsui can pull that arm free, it's caught down in the leg right there.
But Hua is still all over Matsui in this round. It's not a close contest. Where the first one started off, Matsui was giving as well as he got. About halfway through, he started to eat a lot of punches and kicks. This one has been all Hua on the ground.
He's bleeding all over the place right now. You see the blood dripping down. That's definitely some damage right there.
Yeah, this is from accumulation here, and that will be scored as a damage point.
Hua just picking his moments. Maybe Hua has finished a lot of fighters, and he might want to settle for a decision, although we still have plenty of time left. We've got the 3rd round possibly, and a couple minutes left in the 2nd round.
Knowing the coach here of the shootbox team, he's told him to not take any big chances and to just wear him down, and look for him to give away that finish.
we've seen Vanderlei Silva execute that same strategy when he fought Malenko and when he fought DAIJIRO Matsui. Oh, Matsui getting away. Now Matsui gonna work for, oh, nice trip takedown there by the Ninja.
Ninja is doing very well. All over Matsui, side control, side mount. This is going to be difficult for him. Knees to the head, look at this.
Oh, that's not good, that's not easy.
Oh, right, watch for the cut here. He's looking to cut him above the eye there. That will get the fight stopped.
Matsui should turn to the left right now, not anymore.
But see what Ninja is doing, he's turning Matsui's head into the knee and holding it there with the front face.
Yeah, cross face. And he's kneeing. It's a very smart technique. It's 20 seconds left for Yu. He's doing the drop knees. This can give a lot of damage. I think Matsui should survive now. 10 seconds left.
If the action slows down too much, you'll hear the referee call for action, or you'll hear the referee say, improve position.
Okay, that round was total domination by Ninja. He took Matsui down numerous times and basically instituted a slow ground and pound, played around with a choke attempt, but pretty much stayed with the strikes.
In that round, we had accumulation of damage. We had definitely ground control. We had takedowns and aggressiveness all going to Ninja.
Matsui has got to be thinking, what can I do? Because Matsui, usually when he gets behind on points and he's eating punches here, he many times does not recover once he gets behind. He's not a good come from behind guy.
Yeah. Matsui is a survivor, and we'll see how Ninja's gas is in this next round. If Ninja has the gas, he should be able to finish this fight. But if he gasses out and Matsui gets a little excitement from his hometown crowd here, he could bring it on and make this a closer fight.
But at 21 years old, there's very little likelihood that a shoot box fighter, some of the greatest conditioned athletes on this earth, will gas out.
You're right, Stephen. With Vanderlei Silva and Pele and all these guys in the same room as you, if he's survived, he's definitely got some gas.
Well, it was interesting. I know Ojimar, I know Pele, I know Vanderlei because they fought here numerous times. When I met Ninja, Ojimar told me, he said, Stephen, this is Ninja. And I said, Waka! And the guy looked at me like, what, are you crazy? Which maybe I am, but...
Yeah, the Brazilians have some interesting nicknames. They nicknamed one of my fighters, Jeff Monson, the Snowman. And to us, he's the Rhino, but when he goes to Brazil, everybody knows him as the Snowman.
And why is that?
Well, because he's very white and big.
And there is Ninja in the corner, Vanderlei Silva looking on. It's really an interesting dynamic here because Sakuraba is in Matsui's corner, Vanderlei is in Ninja's corner, and they will meet in the Pride Fighting Championship 17 and fight for the middleweight title on November 3rd, 2001. That's going to be a really exciting fight. That's another interesting dynamic here. So they're fighting for their teachers, and Matsui going with that right hand again, but I don't know that he wants to stay up with Ninja because Ninja, oh, good left hook by Ninja. Ninja really landing the shots here. Ninja wanting to trade. Ninja wanting to trade here.
Wow, this is a fight.
You've got to be careful with the knees. Shoot box fighters are known for their Muay Thai techniques, knees being a primary weapon of the Muay Thai arsenal.
One of the great things here that Ninja's doing is he's switching techniques. As soon as he lands something, he's not trying to land the same thing over and over. He switches his angles or he goes from punches to knees to kicks.
I think the shoot box style is a style that, oh, there's the soccer kick. Matsui looks like he's done.
I think he got a toe in the eye. That's it. That's
I think that's the end of the fight. The referee weighs it over. It's going to be a TKO.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
Look at Pele in the corner. Now,
wow.
Now that was an impressive victory for MURILO Ninja Hua of the Shootbox Academy, winning by referee stoppage. Matsui rolled over and looked like he'd had enough. May have taken a toe in the eye, as I think Matt said.
What a debut, huh?
Yes. And
that's not right.
Yeah, that was MURILO right here. Here he is. Ninja on top, kneeing away, Matsui outside the rope, and Ninja stomping straight up, Matsui is done. He's basically done there. And MURILO doesn't want to do anything extra, so he gives 2 stomps. He's looking at the referee like, please stop the fight. And the referee finally jumps in. Matsui with a judo tempo with all that sweat, Matt. It's really hard to do judo.
Very difficult, and Ninja was defending with his hips well. He was sinking his base, making it hard to get that throw off.
And here's the roundhouse kick to Matsui, not covering well. Matsui basically a beaten fighter here. He should have tapped. That stomp lands, and that stomp hits the temple, and it'll be a TKO by referee stoppage at 51 seconds of round 3. There's Jose Pele Landi on the right, Vanderlei Silva on the left, and Rujimar Federico, the trainer and master of the shootbox academy, holding the trophy high. A very, very impressive wide debut of MURILO, Ninja, Hua. Okay, what's next? We've got these shootbox guys keep popping out of the woodwork and beating everybody down. I think people are, do you think they'd be afraid?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I mean, fighters would be afraid to fight them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The shootbox guys will come at you from every angle. If you have a weakness, they will find it.
Okay. Okay, now, Matt, I believe that you've got some duties as a judge for this show.
I have to do the job that I came here for. This has been great. It's been great working with you two, and I hope we can do it again.
Okay, Matt, check back with us later.
I will definitely check back with you guys, and I hope the fans got some knowledge of the criteria that we use in judging, and that'll add to their enjoyment of the show in the rest of the fights.
Well, I'm sure that the fans did. I know Boss and I did.
Oh yeah, that's what I said before. You know, I really think that they appreciate it a lot.
Great, it's my pleasure to be here.
Thanks, man.
Thanks you guys, and thanks to the Pride fans.
Thank you. Your opponent is Ricardo Arona from Brazilian top team. How do you expect that fight to go?
You know, it's tough to say. You know, he's a real well-rounded fighter from what I understand. I don't know that much about him. But I've seen him, he's got good takedowns. I expect him to try to take me down, and I'm sure he expects me to try to knock his head off his shoulders.
Do you have any special motivation in this fight?
You know, I don't, you know, it's kind of hard to explain, you know, with everything going on. If anything, it takes a little bit of wind out of our sail, you know, being here with all the tragedy that's going on, you know. But, you know, I look at it like this as I'm a professional, you know. This is what I do for a living, you know, and I go out there and I give 100% of whatever I have every time I go out and fight, win or lose, and I don't expect any less out of me tonight.
Have you ever had a fighter be jealous of you because you're better looking than he was?
Aren't they all? Nah, I don't know. You know, you have to take that up with them or their girlfriend.
What do you want to do in Pride after let's say you win? What next?
Next, when I win today. So first, give a big handle with my friends to help me in my job, and later go to the party and enjoy with all the guys.
Do you have any fighters particularly that you want to fight?
Oh yes, I want to fight the championship of this principal fight with Sakuraba and Vanderlei Silva. I really wanna fight with the champion of this fight.
赤コーナーよりガイ・メッツァー選手の入場です。
Okay, here he comes, boss. He's no stranger to us. He's fought in the Fighting Championship a lot of times. Fought over here in Pancrase, and that was an event that you used to excel in. Pancrase. Now, how is the Fighting Championship different from what you used to do in Pancrase?
Well, it's also in the ring, but the big difference is we were wearing shoes and slip pads, and we had palm strikes to the head. Close fist to the body, but palm strikes to the head. Now at the end, the last few years, Pancrase and Captain also went to close fist, pretty much the same rules as here. You see here Guy Metzger coming up with the American flag.
Guy, very, very emotional about the effects of the terrorist, cowardly acts perpetrated against New York because a very special and significant woman, Guy's fiance, lives in New York.
Yeah, Guy is, totally in there. He was out there a little bit. He's different than he is normal. He feels bad about it. He has bad feelings. I hope it's not going to disturb him in the fight.
I hope so too. But Guy has all the tools. What Guy needs to do is put them together because he's got a very, very tough opponent in RICARDO ARONA.
Yeah, I think this fight he needs to keep it under feet. And go for the takedown defense and the strikes. But it doesn't really matter on the ground. He knows a lot of submissions too, so it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Okay, RICARDO ARONA with Mario Sperry in his corner. Mario Sperry being one of the absolute greatest grapplers in submission wrestling on the earth. And there he is, Guy Mezger. Guy Mezger has Ken Shamrock, one of the icons of the mixed martial art world, also a former professional wrestler with World Wrestling Federation, and USA versus Brazil. And one thing I've got to say about both these guys, they are both consummate sportsmen. They're not street fighters. I mean, they've both been in Rumbles before, but they come here into the Pride Fighting Championships to compete. Touch gloves, there we go. And box is what Guy wants to do. He doesn't really want to go to the ground necessarily. RICARDO ARONA is a world submission wrestling champion in Abu Dhabi. He's 2 years in a row, year 2000 and year 2001. And RICARDO ARONA on the left is the Rings, and that's another mixed martial art organization here in Japan, King of Kings middleweight champion.
It was actually a good left low kick inside leg there by RICARDO.
Sometimes you're going to hear Boss Rutan say RICARDO, sometimes I will say RICARDO. In Brazil, they pronounce the words that begin with an R with an H sound. You got Hois and RICARDO ARONA. From Brazilian top team versus the Lions Den with Guy Mezger. Mezger being patient, and Mezger countering the right low kick with that straight right, but it doesn't hit.
But it's a good low kick. If he got the same boxing skills as the kicks, then it should be good, but it doesn't look like it, but we don't never know.
Well, one thing I see in ARONA is he doesn't have his chin down.
No,
and his neck looks a little bit tight with muscles. If he gets into a punching exchange, that could be a liability. He's got to get that chin down, because if Guy lands that right hand, it could create some problems.
Oh yeah, he's going to try it, and he knocked some people out with that right hand.
He knocked Egan Inoue, another jiu-jitsu. There's that right hand, and I think Guy sees that because a lot of the jiu-jitsu practitioners from the old school, they keep the chin high in the air for some reason. Maybe it's because in sport jiu-jitsu there are no strikes to the head.
Yeah, also the stance difference. You know, he leans on his back leg, which is not a good stand. You have to lean a little bit up on your front leg. He leans backwards, so his weight is all the way shift backwards, like 75%. Who is going for the takedown?
There's that shot
nice
by
Pro.
Yeah, and they've got an over-under Greco clinch here, and they're stacked up, and ARONA's going to want to trip Guy Mezger if he can, but Guy has got such incredible balance. When he fought Kazushi Sakuraba in January of last year, Sakuraba was hard-pressed to get Mezger on the mat, Sakuraba being one of the best takedown artists, pound for pound, in the sport.
Well, we saw that right hind knee to the head from RICARDO.
Now, RICARDO is open for the right knee by Mezger because Mezger has got the underhook on that side, so he could throw that knee and it'd be very hard to trap.
Some punch to the liver right there from Guy. Ooh, that's the knee that you just we're talking about.
Yeah, but MEZGER has got the double underhook, so he's got chances to throw these on ARONA. There's one. But ARONA, Guy gonna go for almost flex, and ARONA scooting and getting the balance, ending up on top, and Guy MEZGER standing back up, giving his back to ARONA. ARONA kneeing to the back of the leg. Great strategy, boss.
Oh yeah, I can talk about that strategy. My student just won with that.
Now, Guy MEZGER landing a good right hand on Ricardo ARONA. ARONA taking some shots there, hesitating a little bit on the ground.
Now we see what's going to happen. He's going to do a Sakuraba on us. And Ohikano is going to jump up. Everything goes down.
I think that MEZGER should back up and bring it to standing again because he was doing well standing.
Yeah, but you know, like this, you can buy a little time, catch your breath, give a few low kicks, score some points, and then eventually they will get on the feet again and start.
MEZGER is giving away 10 years in age at 33 to Ricardo ARONA at 23. So I'm sure he's going to pace himself. He's not going to run out there in a rage. MEZGER has been fighting professionally for 13 years, and his father was a judo competitor.
Yeah, he had a lot of fights. He had like hundreds-something fights. He told me that he has a wall of video footage of his fights at home, a whole wall. He said, I can bore everybody to death with my video footage.
And he was very disappointed with his loss to Chuck Liddell. But he intends to come out here and throw bombs and try and knock out ARONA. And I'm sure he's going to pick his moments, pick his shots. ARONA, we know, wants to take it to the ground. He's shown a few kicks, but nothing damaging.
No, Guy knows that. Ooh, that was a little bit high. Guy is waiting for that right low kick, so he's countering the right low kick all the time with the right straight.
Guy, like so many fighters, and this is a redundant story, find the internet a double-edged sword. And he says he can't even read it anymore because it upsets him what people say about certain fighters like Mark Kerr or whatever, and it's a lot of young teenagers behind screen names talking trash, and he stays away from that. And I kind of understand that because Guy has faced some of the greatest fighters in the sport. He's got a few losses. He's lost to Vanderlei Silva and Chuck Liddell, but he really fights well. Oh, MEZGER on top now, and he's going to pass the guard of ARONA, landing shots in the guard. Now this would be the fight that we'd want Matt Hume to help us with the scoring on, but unfortunately he can't. But I would have to say that MEZGER is ahead in this fight.
Oh yeah, he's taking all the striking, he wins. But Ricardo also landed some low kicks, but they will be countered by Guy all the time. So yeah, he's ahead.
Yeah, if they go to standing.
Good rule.
Yeah, I'm glad because it's just a stalemate. Neither one was doing any damage. ARONA is a little stiff standing up. And I think that if he stands up too much, that low left hand is going to invite that straight right by Guy MEZGER.
Yeah, a good combination from Guy. For Guy right now would be left straight to the body with the right overhand cross. I think that would be some damage.
Yeah, if he maybe threw the jab to the stomach, got ARONA thinking body.
See, he's countering the right low kick all the time.
But he came up short because I think he's waiting for him to throw that low kick again. He wants to stay on the outside, doesn't want to lock up with ARONA, because ARONA wants to lock up like they're doing here. He'll come in raging with the straight punches. But this gives him a chance to take it to the mat.
Nice shots to the body there.
Now, ARONA was going up high there with the knee, really unafraid of a takedown by MEZGER. As a matter of fact, he probably wants it on the ground, even if he's on the bottom, because he'll be able to reverse position. He wants to grapple Guy MEZGER.
Yep, that's it. You want your opponent in your game plan. That's the ground. Take it to the ground, but yeah, you see if you fight the rest. That's a difficult task.
3 minutes left in the round.
They're slowing down considerably right now. It's really a good thing that ARONA is fighting very relaxed in this fight.
Yeah, he does. He has to preserve his energy. You know, he cannot throw away everything. I think they have the same effects of stamina right now. They're both a little tired.
It's funny because
I'm sorry, boss. Yeah, he kind of tries to go for takedown all the time, but the guy got the underage. It's not going to happen.
Okay, good call by the referee. They were basically not doing a lot, and like I said, it had slowed down considerably. The referee giving him a little bit of a pep talk. I think it's funny that Arona told us that all his life he's been training with the rules of pride, and that he's got intense concentration, and we knew that when we talked to him earlier, and that makes him, as he said, like an animal.
Yeah, he definitely got good kicks and groundwork, but his striking, his boxing needs a little work. I think if Guy really wants to push it, that's the victory, the way to the victory right there.
Do you think the guy sees him leaning back and raising his head up high, and the guy wants to try to exploit that? Like right there?
Oh, yeah.
If there would be a criticism right now of Arona is that he is not aggressive. He's waiting too much. Guy going for the body shots. He's going for the body now, and that's an excellent strategy. You mentioned that earlier. Go to the body, then the head. Now there's the left high kick, didn't land, but Arona is letting Guy MEZGER into this fight with strikes. Arona tends to telegraph that right hand.
Yeah, I don't think it's a smart idea from him to exchange punches with Guy. But also he's very well built. He's got a lot of muscle. And all those muscles, they need oxygen. And I think he threw a lot of power out.
Oh, he's coming out there raging with some punching exchanges, and they're locked up, and MEZGER almost gets the takedown there. MEZGER is winning the round.
Oh yeah, he's kneeing the legs now. He should keep doing this. The back of the legs. He's in a good position. Ricardo can't do anything. Just keep kneeing the legs. It will help him in the next round or the round after that. 30 seconds. It's good because they're both going to go to the corner, going to get some advice, and then the next round will be more strategically.
I think depending on MEZGER's conditioning, the stamina, do you think that his cornerman Ken Shamrock would tell him to be more aggressive with the punches?
I don't know. If I was his corner, I would body shots, a lot of body shots.
Okay, there it is, end of round one. Not a real exciting round, a lot of lockups there. I think Ken, or there's Alex Andrade, who is going to be the chief cornerman, but Ken Shamrock is in the corner. I think they're probably going to tell MEZGER, just go out and do the same thing and let the guy get tired.
Yeah, that's the
because
thing.
MEZGER basically had the right game plan in the fight, and
yeah, I think he should attack more. He's countering pretty much everything now. I think he should go with a low shot.
There's that counter left hook there, and you know, Arona's trying, but you can see that jiu-jitsu is his first language and punching is his second language.
It's very well said.
And he comes in with that right hand. MEZGER tries to counter with the left hook and lands a short little left hook on the inside. MEZGER slipping pretty much all of those punches. Arona trying to, and MEZGER almost tripping him down. A lockup there, but it was MEZGER, and there's Ken Shamrock in the blue shirt, listening to the advice from Alex Andrade. And Arona with Mario Sperry in front of him. Arona looks a little frustrated here, shaking his head.
Yeah, he wants it to go to the ground. It's not working. And every time it goes to the ground, Guy's on top, and then he stands up.
Well, one thing we saw with Guy MEZGER when he fought Chuck Liddell, that fight was a very strategic, slower paced fight until MEZGER landed the overhand right and put Liddell on the deck late in the round. So Liddell, when things are going slow, all of a sudden could drop a bomb. If he lands that right hand, Liddell, contrarily, compared to Arona, has got much better defense. Arona carrying his chin a little bit high, carrying his left hand a little low, could be disastrous if that right hand lands.
Yeah, that's what I say. He should go for the body, right straight to the body, left hook high, or a left straight to the body with a right overhand cross. Techniques like that, don't only counter, go for the attack.
Okay, in the Pride Fighting Championships, the first round is the endurance round. It is for 10 minutes. And if it goes the distance, we have 3 rounds. The 2 subsequent rounds, second and third rounds are 5 minutes long, so they're more burst rounds. So let's see if we see a burst of action coming in there with a left inside low kick by Guy MEZGER in the red, white, blue trunks.